We are back for on this. Mm, mm, no, 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 no. Jeez, sometimes light be so freaking bright to me, collective. Eh, I'll take it and see how it acts. Mm. Okay. Elevations to everyone in the collective. Hopefully y'all have had a very eventful and productive Tuesday. Kyan, didn't I just tell you it's time for bed? If I have to say it again, you're gonna be in trouble. And then you messing with my cards. Give me a kiss and go to bed. Right there, since you want to sleep in here. Go. Anyways, collective, thank you to my returning watchers, viewers, and subscribers. Thank you for everyone that has supported. We are back for our last live of the night, and I plan on ending it on a good, peaceful note here. Hopefully, we will have more regulated nervous systems by the time I'm done with this message here. I feel like I need to get something off of my chest, collective. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, and I know it's confirmation that it's time for me. This is a part of my reflection amongst many things during this Mercury retrograde. Because trust me, even if I get the divine messages and I've had the awakening and I keep the ascending, the elevations, or the elevating here, we never cease to have moments, or we should never cease to seize the energy of Mercury retrograde. It gives us much time of reflection. It's not just for the karmic collective, it's for us all here, okay? A lot of the times, old feelings, it's not just old exes and karmics coming back around. Old feelings and all kind of things will be brung up to the forefront here that we need to face, you know? And it don't be easy. It don't be easy. So, for those of you that are possibly a little afraid, or you don't know quite what it's like, and you don't have to do it in this manner, collective, where you get on the platform and say it, or where you get on social media and say it. This could be writing it, and I find it best to just speak it out loud. If you can go and stand in the mirror and look yourself dead in the face and say what it is that bothers you here, the things that are being brought up, especially during Mercury retrograde, that helps. Like when we speak it out, we release it, and then at the end of us speaking out what it is that we truly feel, we can release it to the universe to be cleansed, purified, and renewed. This is another form of purging here. This is called verbal purging. Okay. Okay, so for a confirmation of minds, my Mercury retrograde here, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, collective. I came across a reader's divine messages. This is like last week, and boy, did it hurt. But now that it was more than confirmation here, she expressed in words things that I did not know how to form the words to express, or even put into it in any type of verbalization of how it is that I have really, 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 really felt. Okay. And this is not all the time. This is just something that I needed to reflect on, right? So for a person like me to be who I am and grow up around people that are the complete opposite of me, emphasis on family, but friends, people that I loved, lovers, you know, significant others. I've never been married, but you know, my children's fathers, stuff like that. And for me, like me being like me, and then traversing through this world and never encountering another like me. Okay. And this is not to exclude you, collective. That's not what I mean. But But never encountering another person like me is heartbreaking. And you start to think, if you like me, you grow up and you're thinking you're going to save the world, and everybody is like you. Everybody is open-hearted, they're kind, everybody is enthusiastic, they're happy, they laugh all the time, and like even if that's not your environment, surely, and this is young me, surely the rest of the world is like me. Surely there are plenty out there in the world that are like me. And then you grow up and you encounter the complete opposite all the time, all the time, all the time. And when you think you found someone, and that's anybody, friend, lover, whatever, community, whatever, they disappoint you so bad. And each and every time, and this is for me, each and every time, it broke me a little. Each and every time, it broke me a little. And still, I tried to remain very, very diligent and enthusiastic that I would come across people like me. Surely I just was not doing something right. Surely I'm not in the right community, not in the right space. Surely it's just isolated events, and it became more and more. It became more and more apparent to me that it was not just a fluke here. Okay. Um, but those moments also taught me a lot about myself as well, though. I will say that. And so then let's say for me, so what the reader described was soul etching. Okay? Soul etching. And I'm gonna go into as much detail as I can here. Okay? I'm a little exhausted here. But soul etching. So I continue on in the world here. And every time I think I found someone like me, they turn out to be just Decepticons, right? And then I'm telling you, I lose hope. I lose more and more hope. I don't lose full hope and faith in humanity that there's someone else. There are others out there like me. But every time it's like, don't give up, don't give up. Just keep trying. You got to keep trying. You got to keep looking, or not even looking. You got to keep being open to the possibilities of others like you, right? And each and every time I break a little more and more and more and more. And I never thought I'd reach my breaking point to the point where I really wanted to give up on humanity. And let me explain what humanity is. I'm not talking about humans, humanitarianism, right? Or humanitarian, as a humanitarian like spirit that I have, right? This is just That's just who I am. Equality for all, love for all things, respect for all things, embracing of all things. Nothing is, you, you know, nothing is good or bad. Circumstances, they make the outcome of what a thing is, but it doesn't have to be that permanently here. Just if you know what a humanitarian is. So when I say giving up faith on humanity, to me that was like giving up the mind you. My initial thought as a child was saving the world, and that's all things that reside on this earth. All things, all living things, plants, trees, the birds, the bees, the people, the everything, right? Um, So when I say giving up on humanity, what I mean is getting to the point sometimes where you just no longer have faith in being able to save. And I'm not talking about save people like I'm your savior. I'm talking about save people like helping people to save themselves. That's what I mean. And then in return, we all help to save the earth and stuff like that, right? That's my spirit, right? That's why I am like I am, right? So finally, okay, so I can talk about this without crying because we know I'm a crier over here. I'm a crier, for Christ's sakes. But finally, I came across someone, and I know for a fact, right? When you come across somebody like you, I mean, like your spirit, the energy speaks to us. I don't even know how to explain it, but the energy speaks. One energy speaks to another. Matter of fact, the energy is more so co-mingle. They become one. You know, you just know. And that person turned out to be a very, and even though I know that was that person, I just thought, well, surely they'll recognize me, or surely they'll recognize the spirit or the energy, the essence in me that is within them. Because I know if I recognize them, surely they recognize me, my energy wise, right? And that person more than likely has come from a space or a past that has mirrored a life similar to mine's, right? And then that person turns out, you 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 realize that even if a person carries that same energy as you, they exterior wise, they aren't like you because they didn't remain enthusiastic. They couldn't find a way to constantly heal through the brokenness, to keep from being completely shattered or obliterated here. And they wore that outside of them, even though the inside of them is just like you, the energy, the outside of them, mm, the outside of them, right? It's an ugliness that the very thing that you said you swore you would never become, just because you were broken or hurting or encountered all of this deception and this darkness and this evil and wickedness, right? Everything that you vowed not to be, and you made sure that to the best of your ability that you didn't exhibit that or exert that onto others. This person exhibited that to me, right? They exhibit that everything outside of them was everything I dare not be. But the energy in this and on the inside was the same here. And how unnecessarily ugly that person was to me, because now I'm not beating or berating that person at all. How ugly they were to me, it hurt. But it hurt in such a way where it caused the brokenness within me. Like, sometimes people don't realize, because this goes both ways. It was a test both ways, right? For myself and for that person, right? Sometimes people don't realize that they are the tiebreaker. They are the straw that broke the camel's hump, right? For that person, they ended up being the straw that almost, I'm telling you, like, almost broke me and my faith in humanity, faith in ever finding anybody like me, faith in anybody ever loving me the way that I love. It almost broke me, because for me, in my energetic space, in my remembrance of who I originally am and who they originally are, they were the one with the soul etching. They were the ones, they were the make or break. This person was they were like designed to be the make or break. And how they showed up to me, they were the breaking. You see? And with that being said here, when you get to that point, and I don't know if any of you really quite understand, but it's more so of a feeling, okay? But this is what you call soul etching. This is like where you can't give up. You can't give up. Surely there's someone. Surely there's someone. And you encounter someone, and then they act just like the rest. And that imprints on your soul. It re-imprints in a way where it reinforces all the brokenness all the way up until that point here. Because in a different example. We all, and this is in a love example for me. We all want to find that someone that doesn't undo the hurt and the heartache that we've been through, but they make it seem all worthwhile because we didn't give up. We kept going. We kept ourselves open. We kept searching. We kept moving forward here in hopes, God, in a God-like hope and faith that surely God didn't make just one me. There has to be another me out there, right? And then you come to that person and it's just like, literally, that almost broke me. It really like reinforced, like a permanent reinforcement of all the brokenness that I have been through. It made it seem, that person made me feel like none of it was worthwhile. None of it. None of it. That I was just a naive, gullible idiot floating around here on a fake cloud nine, that that there was a possibility that there would ever be anyone like me. Anyone. And they literally, they so etched that into me. It's something I will never forget, because seriously, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's called soul etching. It is the final, it is the final encounter that either breaks whatever it is that I've been through, breaks the cycles of the heartache and all the deception that I've been through, or it reinforces it in a way where it will forever and permanently remain as an imprint in my soul, even beyond this lifetime. But on another hand, this person possibly searching through life, broken, same way as I, but at some point they gave up on the hopes of ever finding someone for them, or someone that is equal to them, that is an energetic match as them, okay? And then they encounter me, and I exhibit to them not giving up. I was the version of not giving up, the version of them that didn't give up. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So I etched into their soul, or reinforced, or soul etched into them, the live collective forgiving. So we were like the final to each other. We were like the final straw that broke the camel's back, or tiebreaker, or the reinforcement, or the breaking of the reinforcement of the soul etching. I for him, it served as proof to him that there is another like him, and he for me etched into me that there's another like me, but not a healed one, not one that didn't let all the past things that we possibly mirrored break them. Do that make sense? So I feel like that was something that I needed to say, but I did not let it break me. But it did. I'm not gonna lie, collective. It did change my outlook on love, and even wanting it. Like, I kind of get the ick factor from it. I'm very much so a lover girl. You know, I'm a hopeful romantic. I feel like I always will be, but I just don't view it the same. I almost became who he was. Do that make sense? But in exchange, there's a possibility that I imprinted on him where he could become who I am. But again, it did not break me. It just changed the dynamic. I feel like it kind of just snaps me out of the collective love spell of thinking that love was acceptance of all the things that I have accepted here. It really made me like put the logical mind over heart. Because it's not that love like mine does not exist, it's that there is a huge abuse of it. He let it almost break him, or damn near break him, or change him for the worse. I, however, used it as a way to, I saw it as a challenge here. Never giving up here. And I'm telling you, I almost gave up. Cut that light off over there. And the one in the hallway. Like, what? Your brother. And then he lays right there and passes out. So, no. This one right here. Bro, I hate that light. Is that better? I don't know. But yeah, I almost let him break me the way that he was broken. But there's a possibility that I healed him in the way that I healed. So there really, but I will never forget. How can I explain this? I will never forget, ever. Because you forgive, you don't forget. And some stuff you do grow to where you can look back and laugh it off. But this is an instance where I cannot look back and ever laugh at that. Because he was literally the final straw, the breaking point for me. And I don't know how else to explain it. It had to have been there, you know? You had to have been there, okay? Will I still try to love? Oh, definitely. Wholeheartedly, it's gonna take a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. It's gonna take a lot. I have been finding myself so like, even if I call myself like liking a dude, like, bro, I'm so serious. Like, I get so like, you know. It's almost like that encounter with that person killed the spark of love or the passion or desire of love. It killed the spark of desire of love. Like that love like I love. I don't know. I just feel like, and so that's what in this Mercury retrograde,